is something which is very much related to the budget, right? So I'll be giving a brief about what budget is, and then moving into the, and I'll discuss these topics also. So what budget is? Budget, we all know, it's a document, right? A document which contain any the approval plan of the public revenue and expenditures. Today I'm discussing about budget because it will include the terminologies like public revenue, deficit, expenditures, right? The management policies for procedures of formulating, authorizing, executing, and controlling the plans. So budget, we all know, it budget is a predetermined statement of management policy during a period of time, right, which provides actually a standard of comparison with the results actually achieved. So these are so in this way you can see that the government prepares the government account. If you consider, if you will go by the categories of government account, there are consolidated account also, and there are contingencies fund also, consolidated funds and contingency fund. So what is the consolidated funds? Consolidated fund includes all sum of monies, all revenues of government, and the loans raised by it, right? So the receipt by way of repayment. And if you go by the contingency fund, a fund is placed at disposal of president to enable the government to meet the unforeseen emergencies. Now, if I have to discuss what government deficit is, so deficit is the amount by which they exceeds in a budget overreaching the earning. So the government deficit is the amount of money in the budget set by which the government spend overreaches the government earning amount. The deficit furnishes a manifestation of the financial health of the economy. So it means that sometimes what happens that whatever the government plans to spend, it spends more than it is estimated plans, right? So in order to minimize this deficit, or you can say it, but in order to minimize this gap between the expenditure and the income, the government may have to reduce few expenditures, right? And the government will have to reduce or cut down some kind of investment. Or the other way is that the government need to also raise the different revenues from different sources. So in this concept, you government deficits, I will be discussing. I will also discuss the measure of government deficit as how to control that. So there are several measures that apprehend that government deficits, and they have their own inferences for economy. Like first thing is revenue deficit. Revenue deficit, if you go by the terminology revenue deficit, the formula is revenue expenditures minus revenue receipts. So this deficits only incorporates the current income and the current expenditure. So a high degree of deficits symbolizes that the government should reduce the expenditure, because if the government will not reduce the expenditures, then what will happen? That suppose with a limited amount of money, if you have to purchase a wide, you have a long list, then of course you will do curtailment in terms of quality, right? So in that way also the government may have to reduce its expenditure, or the other way is that it has to raise the revenue sources. uh, in that sense, fiscal deficit is actually the distinction between the government total expenditures and total receipts, and this excludes the borrowing. So fiscal deficit, which is written in the slide, fiscal deficits, if you'll go by the gross fiscal deficits formula, the total expenditure minus, if you will add the revenue receipts plus non-debts creating capital receipts, that will give you the exact figure of gross fiscal deficits. So I'll repeat, if you will deduct the revenue receipts and non-debts creating capital receipts from the total expenditure, you are going to get the gross fiscal deficits. So the fiscal deficit has to be financed by the borrowing. That borrowing can also be done from the from country within, or it can also be done from the outside sources. So if you so this fiscal deficit has to be financed by any kind of borrowing, right? And the third point which I've written is primary deficit. So primary deficit is what? Primary deficit is the amount of money that the government requires to borrow apart from interest payments on the formerly borrowed loan. We must have to make a note that borrowing is necessary for the government, right? And aim of this borrowing is to supplement the different kinds of investment which is to be there in order to make any kind of infrastructure development or any kind of development which is needed by the society. So the sources of finance. So the question arises that what are the different sources to finance this fiscal deficit? So there are various ways in which you can finance the fiscal deficits. First point is borrowing, right? So fiscal deficit is accomplished by borrowing. That borrowing can be done from commercial bank. It can be done from internal sources like public, or as I told you, it can also be done from external sources like internal agencies like IMF or any foreign government. The other way is printing of new currencies. The government can also borrow the fund from RBI against its securities to meet the fiscal deficits. So therefore, we know that RBI issues new currencies for this purpose. This process has to be there because if the budget deficit is there in a country, then obviously the development activities or the plans of the government will not be properly implemented, right? Now, if you have to discuss the in detail the revenue deficit, so in fact deficit, what I explained to you, is the excess of total revenue expenditure of government over the total revenue receipts. So mainly it is related to only the revenue expenditures and revenue receipts of the government. Alternatively, the shortfall of the total revenue receipt has to be compared to the total revenue expenditure. Okay. So the revenue deficit signifies that the government owing earning is insufficient to meet the normal functioning of government departments. Like we know, there are different departments of government and there are different provisions of services which the government provides for the society. So in that case, the revenue deficits will result in borrowing. Simply, if we put the government spends more than what it collects by the way of revenue, okay, it incurs the revenue deficits. So revenue deficit, like then, but the question arises, how to what should be the remedy of this, isn't it? See, the high revenue deficit wants the government either to curtail the expenditure, as I told you, or to increase its tax and non-tax receipts. So the government should raise the rate of tax, especially on rich people. Okay, and it can be done also by imposition of new taxes, if it is possible. The government should try to reduce its expenditure and avoid the unnecessary expenditure if it is possible. Uh, the revenue receipts means spending beyond the limit, isn't it? So in that case, borrowing is very much important. Loan, uh, but the loan which is taken from the internal agencies, that has to be again repaid. So the increase in the revenue expenditure leads to greater and greater revenue deficit. The major implication for that is that there can be a reduction of assets. Reduction of assets, why I'm saying, because the revenue deficit indicates that there is a dis-saving on the government account, because the government has to make up the uncovered gap by drawing upon the capital receipts either through borrowing or through the sale of its asset, right? Since the borrowing fund from the capital account are used to meet the general consumption expenditure of the government, it may lead to it may lead to inflationary situation in the and in the economy, and that we all know that inflationary situation is not going to be a good indication, because most of the people will be badly affected. This obviously those people who are not earning, who are not earning very high. Thus, revenue deficit may result either in increasing the government liability in one hand, or in a way you can say that it can also leads to reduction in the government assets. Now, see, uh, the other consequences, the other implications can be more revenue, like larger borrowing if there, then don't you think it is going to increase the debts burden? Obviously, yes. The debts burden will be there because that debt has to be repaid, right? That debts has to be repaid, and this may lead to larger and larger revenue deficits in future also. And in that case, the country will never be able to become self-sustained, and will never be able to become a developing one. So that is the reason borrowing cannot be a permanent solution, right? So then the question arises, then how to cover up this increased in expenditure? The ways can be infrastructure development, okay, proper utilization of resources, and basically giving employment to those person who are in a need of that. We know that India is a hub where the talents are there, where the technological development is also taking place, but then in the same case the employment opportunities which are to be there for the people, that is not there. So in that case, it is very difficult for a country to reach the level of self sufficiency. Uh, Now, if I have to explain the fiscal deficit in detail, fiscal deficit is actually defined as the excess of total budget expenditure over total budget receipts that excludes the borrowing during a fiscal year. In simple words, it is amount of the borrowing the government has to resort to meet its expenditure. See, what happens that a larger deficit means that there will be larger amount of borrowing, and fiscal deficit is a measures of how much the government need to borrow from the market to meet its expenditure when the resources are actually inadequate. So if we add borrowing in the total receipts, the fiscal deficits will become zero. And clearly the fiscal deficits give borrowing requirement of the government. So let's not forget that a little reflection will actually show you that fiscal deficit in fact equal to the borrowing in a case. Okay, so the fiscal deficits gives borrowing requirements of the government. Now, fiscal deficit shows that the borrowing requirements of the government during the budget year. So, greater will be the fiscal deficit. It implies that the government there will be a greater borrowing by the government, right? So, the extent of fiscal deficits actually indicate the amount of expenditure for which the government has to borrow the money. For example, the fiscal deficits in government budget, if we take the long back examples estimated 2012 and 13 was rupees it was rupees 5 crores roundabout, and the implication for this is that it forces the country to have more and more of borrowing, and this borrowing actually creates not only problem of payment of interest, but it also altogether gives a problem for a country for the repayment of the entire loan amount which the government is taking. So as the government borrowing is increasing, you can in a way you can say that it is adding up to the liabilities in future to repay the loan amount, along with the interest thereon also increases, right? So the payment of interest actually increases the revenue expenditure, leading to higher revenue deficits. So ultimately the government may have to compel to borrow to finance even the less payment, leading to emergence of vicious circle of poverty and the debt trap. So how this debt trap has to be broken? Now the question is, like, now we are facing a very pathetic situation where the where all the economic activity has come to a stop, right? The people cannot go to the job, like the all the economic activity is basically the middle uh, class family. They are who are actually depend on their job. They are having a tough time. So it is very difficult situation for the government also to keep the economic activities keep on going, because they cannot do at the sake of the life of the common man. So the important thing is that government will also have to keep some reserve in order to look after this problem which the country is facing. So obviously, uh, obviously the high fiscal deficits, if happen, it will lead to wasteful and unnecessary expenditures by the government. It can lead to uh, inflationary pressures in the economy. So as the government borrow from RBI, what happens that it meets the demand by printing of more and more of currency notes, right? So it results in circulation of more and more money, but the problem is that it may cause inflationary pressure in the economy. So these are some of the problems or the implications which are discussed with you regarding the fiscal deficits. Now, um, uh, but the question arises that what can be the measure in a point wise, if we have to write down the points or the measures to reduce the fiscal deficits. The first important point can be the first important point can be like measures to reduce the public expenditures. So what can be the measures to reduce the public expenditures? Public expenditures by the government means what? It means that the government will have to make a drastic reduction in the expenditures on major subsidies. Whatever the government is giving the subsidies, that has to be curtailed down, because it is a kind of a payment, or it's a kind of a burden on the government which the government is taking, right? So if you want to reduce this fiscal deficit, the first point can be, the first measures can be to reduce the public expenditure, which can be done by a way of reduction in the expenditures on major subsidies. The other way is that uh, it has to reduce or curtail the non-plan expenditure if it is happening in a country. Okay, that has to be. So in a way, you can see that the government will have to rethink the way in which the plans and the budgets are being drafted, right? Because because right now we have discussed about the consequences of having fiscal deficits. So one point what want to make here is that the measure can be reduction in the public expenditure, which may be to reduction in subsidies, or it can be reduction by the way of giving less of bonus, LTC, leave encashments, or making any kind of expenditures on non-plan expenditures. The other way is that the government can take a step to increase the revenues, right? So, but then the question arises that from where this revenue will be generated. See, revenues can be generated by the government only by the way of not only, but the major source of revenue for the government is tax, right? So if the government will increase that the tax, then obviously we know that it is going to uh, badly hit the people of the country, right? But we cannot forget that there are huge numbers of population which are actually not paying the tax in a proper manner. So there's a tax evasion which is uh, also happening. So the one way can be the tax evasion should be effectively checked, right? And more emphasis has to be done that proper maintenance of records should be there, and tax base should be broadened, right? Reduction in taxes should not be there. uh, you will say that I'm saying like this, but then it is the need. If there is a more and more of reduction of taxes, where will the source of revenue for the government, right? And not only tax. See, reconstruction, constructing different kinds of projects, rethinking on the projects which has already been stopped can also be a way. Restructuring or sale of shares in the public sector units can also be a measure. So there are different ways in which the fiscal deficits can be reduced in a country. Now, if uh, if you have to see mm, the primary deficit, the primary deficit defines as the fiscal deficit of current year minus the interest payment on the previous borrowing, right? So in other way, you can say that fiscal deficits indicates the borrowing requirement inclusive of the interest payments, inclusive of the primary deficits, indicating the borrowing requirement exclusive of the interest payments. So we have seen that the borrowing requirements of the government include not only the accumulated debts but also the interest payments on the debts, right? As I already discussed with you, that it is not only the borrowed amount that has to be repaid, but it is the interest payment also that has to be repaid. So it shows that the government borrowing is going to meet the expenses other than the interest payments. Now, if you will have the fiscal deficits reflects that the borrowing requirements of the government for financing the expenditure inclusive of interest rates is increasing day by day. So there is no doubt that there is no doubt that one of the primary dangers of budget deficit is inflation. We cannot deny this, which is actually going to affect the economy a lot. So strategies has to be there to reduce the budget deficit, right? So the strategies has to be there to reduce the budget deficit. The country can counter the budget deficits by by the way of promoting the economic growth. Hmm. Economic growth can be one way through fiscal policies. So overall, you can see the strategies has to be redesigned. One strategy is that reducing is to reduce the regulations and lower the corporate taxes to improve the business confidence and to increase the treasury's inflows from the tax. But a nation can think of all this only when there is a proper uh, mechanism to work on this. Ultimately, you cannot just follow something which is having no results, which is having a very vague kind of strategy, right? See, if we'll go by, I'm not going by PPT because it's all it's already with you. I'm just giving an overview of the fiscal deficit, like the topic which I have to discuss today. See, if you'll go by the definitions, there are different definitions which is given by Macro Hill and and other definitions of modern economics, who defines that the practice of government on spending has to be within the limit. Okay, so the important thing is that whether the receivable of the revenues is actually properly invested or not. The government can cover the deficit either by running down its accumulated balance or by borrowing from banking system. So in Indian context, if you talk about the deficit, financing take place when the budget deficit financed by using the methods like the government may withdraw its cash balance from the central bank. That can be a way. The government may borrow the funds from the central bank, right? Or government may resort to the printing of additional currency, as I have already discussed. Uh, so in a nutshell, if you have to talk about the advantages of deficit financing, like advantages of deficit financing is like an opportunity to the government to rethink on the developing on strategies which it has planned. But the disadvantages are more. The disadvantages are like I've told you, like a rise in the prices can be there, increase in the money supply can be there. So by the fear, there can be more and more of speculative activities which may be there. Okay, there can be adverse effect on saving, or you may also say that there can be less and less of investments. There can be unequal distributions of income and wealth. So the constitution of every country which lay down the budget procedure will have to think in accordance with uh, the revenues and the expenditure which will come. Okay, so and that is the reason why in the very beginning of any financial year the budgets is actually planned very consciously, and there are different agencies which are involved. There are various presentations of the budgets are there in parliament. We all know that budget is presented in the parliament by government, right? In the case of central government, or the budget is presented by finance minister in the Lok Sabha, and also by junior ministers in Rajya Sabha. So it is a very important matter of concern for a country, like from where the sources will come, and from where this fund are going to be invested, right? There are different tables. If you will click the economic survey of India, we'll get to know the different figures as how. So there you will come to know about the figures, like if you will download the budget, uh, you will come to know about the components like revenue budget. You are going to have a look on that. You can see, you can download and you can view that. Under the revenue receipts, as far as I remember, there are different categories like state tax revenue, state non-tax revenue. Then you can also see a category like central government transfers. Okay, under the central government transfers, there are again two bifurcations like share of central tax and the grants in ad. So this is about the revenue receipts. Okay, so in revenue receipts, actually there will be three categories which I told you: state tax revenue, state non-tax revenue, and the central government transfers. And if you will look into the other components of budget, which include actually budget, I've not shown you here, but I'm just giving you an idea of what are the components which are there in the budget. The other components can be capital receipts, which cover the recoveries of loan, which covers the other receipts, borrowing, or public debts, public accounts. So totally, if you want to have the total receipts in the budget, you will see that this revenue receipts plus the capital receipts are added, right? So that makes the third component, the total receipts. If you talk about the fourth components of budget, that includes the non-plan expenditures. The non-plan expenditures will includes the capital account and loan disbursement. If you'll go by the next other categories, there are plan expenditures, there are revenue surplus and deficit, there are effective revenue deficits and surplus, there are financial fiscal deficits. So different formulas are there. So by viewing that budget, you will also come to know as how the budget is presented in the parliament by the union minister. Similarly, the state government also have to present the budget in state legislative, isn't it? That is according to the article of 202 of Indian Constitution. So ultimately, the crux is that the we can't say that economy is booming. It is their responsibility of the government to look into the various responsibilities of development, also of providing primary education, also taking the initiative for health also. So what according to you, so if anyone can participate and tell me what according to you can be the different measures to reduce this fiscal deficit? Can anybody answer me? Yes. What can be the other way? Like one I discussed with you is development activities. Okay, infrastructural development. These two things. What else can be done? Curtailment of public expenditures can also be one thing, but that will not be good for the country, because where we know people are poor and they are needy, so development activities cannot be curtailed altogether, right? So the solution is to develop the country in a way that more infrastructure development should be there, more transportation should be there. Overall, the emphasis should be improving the economic health by increasing the economic activities in any country. The RBI is also is all time to time. The RBI is also taking move and change in its economic and monetary policies so that the country will overcome this deficit. So we all know that it is the fiscal policy which actually deals with the taxation, public expenditures, and the management of public debts, right? So a policy under which the government will use the proper planning of expenditure and revenue programs in order to produce the desirable effects, right? In order to avoid the undesirable effects on the nation. Ultimately, the objective is to increase the income, to increase the production, and to increase the employment opportunities. What I'm saying, to increase the employment opportunities, right? Mm, yes. So, in a way, if you will have to compare the objectives of the government for a developed countries and for a developing countries, or you can say for a developed country or a less developed country, will be little bit different. See, for the developed country, the objectives can be full employment. The objectives can be price stability and reaching a higher and a stable rate of growth. But for a country which is very much not developed, or you can say which is less developed, there the objectives can be obviously full employment will be one. Their economic accelerating the rate of economic development will be the major objective. That is what I want to tell you, that you until unless the economic development of a country is speed up, you cannot think of optimizing the resources. You cannot think of optimizing the allocation of resources, because ultimately what is happening is that we as at some point of time you can see that there is a no equitable distributions of income and wealth is there, right? So it is important that the capital formation or the growth of the economy has to be there. And the most importantly, see, at the time of inflation, what happens, the government will have to increase its borrowing, right? Because this will in turn reduce the purchasing power with the people. Hmm. This may done in many ways, like provision of a higher rate of interest on saving. That can be one way. Introducing of new compulsory saving schemes can be another, and making consumer to purchase saving certificates can also be one of the steps. So during the time of inflation, the government has to adopt the surplus budget by actually reducing the expenditures than its revenue. Taxation, as I already told you, is a very good instrument in the hands of government to fight against the inflation. Okay, so government can impose new tax and increase the existing tax rates. As an economic student, you have to say this, because as a common people, we may cry, we may shout that tax rate should be not that high, there should be curtailment of tax. But then, if you want the development of a country and if you want the country to grow, your contribution is very much required. So, in a way, the government can always think of increasing the new tax policies, implementing new tax slabs. So, the policy taken by the government during the inflation will obviously be going to help the country, and in a way, we need to support that. Actually, if we go by the Planning Commission of India, uh, the essence of such policies lies that for the government spending in excess of revenue, it receives, uh, it can be supported by the way of tax, it can be supported by the earning of the state enterprises, by the loan from the public deposits, and funds, or you can say it as a miscellaneous sources. So the government may recover their deficits, no problem, but then only point which I told you is that by running down its accumulated balances or by borrowing from the banking system. So in Indian context, the deficit finances take place, but the methods like the withdrawal of the government, its cash balances from the central bank can be one option. The government borrowing the funds from the central bank can be another. The government may resort to the printing of additional currencies can be the another one, right? So this is all about the budget and the fiscal deficits for today. And so this is how I have come to the end of the class. If you have something to ask me, you can ask your queries, you can ask your questions.
Oh,
I can see Hayat is there and one more student is there. I can see two students. Rumna ma'am, my voice is coming. Or is, hello? Hello?
yeah, it is coming.
Oh yeah, it is coming. Okay, I can hear something. Okay. तो आप लोग को समझ में आया?
Oh,
ठीक है, थोड़ा सा पीपीटी देख लीजिएगा जो मैं आपको भेजी हूँ. थोड़ा सा नेट में इकोनॉमिक सर्वे थोड़ा सा आप डाउनलोड कर लीजिए. विल गेट टू नो अ लॉट ऑफ, जैसे मैंने आपको डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज बताया, तो आपको इफ यू गो थ्रू द फिगर्स, एटलीस्ट आप एग्जाम में कुछ लेटेस्ट आप फिगर्स को लिख पाएंगे. तो राइटिंग जस्ट बाय गोइंग जस्ट बाय थ्योरीज एंड डेफिनेशन is good, but then if you can support something through data, that will go better, right? So you can go through this topic from the PPTs which is already been shared with you. You can come up with your questions. You can mail to me, right? You can give a WhatsApp text to me, and I will try to come up with the solution for that. Okay. So with the time constraint, I was little bit, I think I was little bit fast today, but then I have to complete the topic which I have already communicated to you. So my next class will be on monetary policy, right? So you can see the PPTs which was already shared with you. You can go through, and we can have a discussion. Exactly, if I'll go through slide by slide, it will be like very monotonous, right? So my way of taking the class is that I take the class in a way of discussion, but that's a little bit not possible if you are in an online class, because a very less of participation is there from that side. So with this, I'm coming to the end of this class. Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your listening. And please give me mails if you want to know something. If you want to have some clarifications, you can always write to me. You can text me through WhatsApp. If I'm not responding, maybe after 1 or 2 days, I'll obviously respond to you. Not at all a problem. Thank you. Rumna ma'am?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Rumna ma'am, are you hearing? Hello? Rumna ma'am, my voice is coming to you? She is not there. Okay, I'm trying to contact Rumna ma'am. I'll call her. If she has something to communicate to you, then she will obviously.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have come to the end. Yes, ma'am, my class time is over. I have come to the end of the class.
Okay,
So it's all it's over for today.
okay.
Okay?
Good night.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Good night.
Good night.
हेलो
नेहा मैम को गुड नाइट बोलो।
कॉन्टैक्ट
मैम गुड नाइट।
थैंक यू मैम
मैम थैंक यू सो मच। नेहा सुनी नहीं रही है, अब ऑफ हो जाते हैं हम लोग।
वही है गुड नाइट मैम थैंक यू पता नहीं
अटेंडेंस
उतनी
ले
शायद
रही थी
ऑटो
ना। गुड नाइट मैम।
थोड़ा देर रहिए या लाइन पे रहिए थोड़ा देर 5 मिनट रुक जाइए
हेलो
ये तो इसीलिए हाँ मैम गुड नाइट।
गुड नाइट हम सोचे क्लास
गुड
हो
नाइट
गया, हम ऑफ कर दिए।
थैंक यू मैम
व्हाट मैम?
थैंक यू मैम
अच्छा, नेक्स्ट वीक हो सकता है आप लोग का एग्जाम है।
मैम
ओके
कब
मैम।
नेक्स्ट वीक एक सेकंड हम मैम नेक्स्ट वीक
मोस्ट प्रोबेबली आई लेट यू नो टुमारो।
तो मैम व्हाट
मैम
लाइक हाउ व्हाट विल बी द प्रोसीजर
आप लोग को ऑनलाइन आने दीजिए हम लोग को।
ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चन विल कम ना।
हाँ ऑब्जेक्टिव।
या
So
ओके
ma'am,
थैंक यू मैम।